People are actually texting, asking me if they can promote my program to their group. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to Fitness Marketing Mastery, where I share marketing and sales strategies that are easy, enjoyable, even fun, and far from the sleazy, salesy, pushy way that you don't want to be and don't want your customers to feel like you are. In order that you can create a business and a life you love, especially in this post-pandemic times when we're coming out of it right now as I record live in the early part of July 2021. In fact, I think back a year ago right now, I had started a July streak. It was a 30-day streak where every day, all month, I created short, quick support for fitness and health coaches to uplift and talk about where we are right now and what you needed to be doing for marketing that was true to the moment that we were in. Conversations that you could be having, even though business might not be happening the way you wanted it to. And let me tell you, if you have a moment or you're just looking for some inspiration while you're going on a walk, like I do, listening to podcasts to spur my own creativity about content that I can create for my audience, I encourage you to go and listen to those. Many of them are 10 minutes long, 15 minutes long. There's a couple slightly longer, but they are quick, easily digestible tips that hopefully will stimulate action. And that's what they were meant to do at the time, to get trainers and health coaches into action who may have been just stuck, literally stuck, unsure of where to go, what to do, and spiraling downward because they had way too much time on their hands and had never been in this moment before and didn't know how to handle it. All right, enough about the past. We are now pretty much post-pandemic. Now, not everybody in the world is open back up and not everybody is feeling ultra confident about being back up, but people are looking for solutions. More people looking for solutions for post-pandemic reality syndrome, which is AKA weight gain and lack of fitness from activities that did occur during the pandemic, namely Netflix, wine, and the couch. So I want to come back to this episode because this you're going to want to listen to. Even if you're not at this point yet, people are actually texting me, asking if they can promote my program to their group. Carole, who I met a few years ago at an event that we were both attending, and we've been friends on Facebook, and we see each other annually at a certain conference, otherwise, except for COVID, of course, but that's it. However, she knows what I do. She knows me and she knows her audience, and she knows they need what I have. And she's seen me promoting. She's actually seen my ads on Facebook. She's a target market. I've been in lives on Instagram and on Facebook on my own timeline, and I've been a guest on a mutual friend of ours timeline. I'm advertising, and she's probably definitely seen those ads or some of those lives. Typically, you will reach out to others, and I have, like if you're promoting something, right? I would promote or reach out to others and say, listen, would you like to promote me? I have 3 other what we call affiliates promoting for my launch. Now, right now, the launch is over, but this occurred during the launch. And the reason I'm reporting about it later is because during a launch, you're a little bit busy doing all of the things, taking care of customers, answering questions so that people can get in before it closes, and supporting your team with anything that's happening behind the scenes. Because let's face it, technology is not always all it's cracked up to be. But Carole is not the only one who reached out to me. Another friend asked last week if she and I did a live for her audience, and we did. We did it last Thursday. So she also promoted, and she's jumping into the strength training session herself. So I now have 5 people, and actually it turned into 6, actively promoting to their audiences outside of mine and what I'm doing, advertising on Facebook. And we all share the same target customer, that woman in midlife. How do you think that worked out for us? Well, let me tell you, we've had the biggest launch ever. It worked out pretty well. But here's what happens when you can see that vision for yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're small. You find an affiliate who's also fairly small. They're also in that growth mode. But if they have an email list, and on that email list is people that they've already serviced, have gone through their programs, and maybe they don't quite have a next step for them, it's very appropriate for them to email for you and for you to determine how you'll track when their customers come in. So you can literally have a full-blown affiliate program, or you could provide them with a very small coupon code. So you give their customers a slight discount, as well as that allows you to track how many of them came in, and you provide your affiliate, the one who gave you that those customers sent that traffic to you, then you pay him or her at the end of the launch based on the number of people who came in and used that certain coupon code. It's a really informal way of starting an affiliate program with other businesses or individuals in business who've got an email list. When you successfully grow your email list all the time, so you can launch your programs, meaning announce them. Announce that your program is starting and the shopping cart is open so they can buy it right now. You can launch to your own list and be careful not to burn the same people out selling the same product. So at some point, you want to make sure that anybody who's already bought that certain product, unless it changes regularly, you're not marketing to them. So you wouldn't send emails to someone about a program that they've already done, and it's not logical for them to do it again. You want to make sure you don't do that, because that's a fast way to burn through a list and have them leave. Like, you don't even know that I've already done that program or I already own that thing, right? They will probably not be real happy with that. So then, beyond your own list, you have others who have a significant sized email list and they promote for you. You will not only grow your sales, but you'll grow your email list, because a certain number of people that the others promote to you and bring to you may not be ready to buy. They may be those 85% of people who's a little bit more analytical and they have to think about it for a little longer. Now, I've had clients finally reach me who've said, I've watched you for a couple of years and I've followed you for a couple of years on your YouTube channel or your podcast. And I'm thinking, what have you been doing for years? Have you been doing something or just thinking about it? But there are those people who are slower to warm up, or it's not the right time. But you will grow that email list because they'll come and they'll follow you in another way. You'll also grow your social media following because suddenly you will be on their radar. If you resonate, that'll help you in social media too. And you will have another chance to sell something more or sell something the first time to these people. There are so many ways you win by promoting with affiliates, both you promoting to their programs if it's a good fit for your audience, and asking them to promote for you. So when the time is right and you know you have a proven product and service that helps, you get more positive testimonials than you do dropouts or complaints. You know you take care of those people and you don't overwhelm them. that's the time to start sharing and asking if someone else would be willing to promote you. Texts and emails can become overwhelming at times, but I've always got room for those kind. Can I promote your program? Everybody wants to wake up to that over and over again. So it's your turn. I want you to take action at the end of this podcast. So if you just listen and you get some ideas and inspiration, that's one thing. But if you take action, that's really another. So no matter where you are in business, maybe right now you're ready. You're already ready to break out. You've got a proven program, a proven kind of service that works for individuals, and you know others around you who reach out to that same market. So, right now, if you're listening and you're in a brick and mortar, you're literally in a stable studio. Think about geographically local people and businesses who serve the same demographic as you. Now, you have to be careful because you need a large enough demographic for this to matter, right? So, let's say a barber, or what is it called? A stylist? Is that the 2021 term? So, it's not a beauty shop, right? So, that dated me just now. But if you think about a stylist, they serve only so many butts in the seats. Maybe to get your hair colored, it's 2 hours. To get your hair cut, it's 45 minutes. So they've got maybe 10, or fewer customers a day, 5 days a week, maybe. In a small slice of them are going to be in your demographic. That may or may not be the best market, but who else? Who else would it be? Maybe a private practice dermatologist, a private practice, if in your area there is one, OBGYN who specializes in midlife women. Think about where else midlife women shop, who caters to them. So that should get you started with some ideas, and think about cross promotions that would work. And ideally, your best partner is somebody that you would also promote. So it doesn't have to be that way, but it certainly can be. And that's a win-win for both of you. So I want you to make a list of, say, 5 to 10 different names, people that eventually you would reach out to. And here's the thing. What you're going to do now, before you ever ask a favor of somebody, is start nurturing the relationship. Start following that person. Start being engaged and active on their social media. Start volunteering support. Start commenting on social media, sharing their social media, doing things for them, noticing. And those things go a long way to creating a really strong relationship. When you come across somebody who would be a great introduction for them, you think they have a lot in common, they have a similar audience, they would be complementary, and maybe one of them hosts a blog show, that would be, the other would be a good guest on. That's the kind of introduction you do that also takes it a step further, where you're emailing the two of them or messaging the two of them and say, hey, I've got a great idea you might be interested in, or I know somebody that you might want to meet. Would you like an introduction? That gets you noticed. That's the kind of thing that sets you up. So what you never, ever want to do is reach out cold to somebody and say, hey, my program is going on sale right now. It's for sale through the end of the month. Could you promote it to your list? Because let me tell you, if you are reaching out to somebody who is big enough and organized enough, the answer is no, I can't. Our publishing calendar is full for 6 months and planned ahead of time. So if you're scrambling to get your emails done Sunday morning when they go out Sunday afternoon, you, my friend, have some things to learn. So many of us schedule a year in advance what's happening for our own launches and promotions. for the promotions that we already have told others will participate in for them when people are launching a book or a big program or a documentary. Those things are already in our publishing calendar. And you only have so many times a month when you're sending an email. So, for instance, if you email your people twice a month, that's 8 on average. And, if you're always writing your own, at least one of those, maybe you're promoting 4 times. That would be a lot. But 2 to 4 times a month, you have to get a chance to get that in there. You need to ask early because those things fill up. So right now, I'm even late in sending notes out to my affiliate. Hey, just a gentle reminder, here's what's happening for the rest of 2021 for me and for Flipping 50. This is when we open certain programs. This is when we open the membership. Here's the dates for promotion. Here's the start of the program, just so that you have an understanding. Does anything fit in your promotional calendar? And would you like to participate? We'll make sure we get you things way in advance so you've got exactly what you need. That right now, going out mid-July through the rest of the year, my best shot is either somebody has a hole and they happen not to be promoting in September, or they might be able to promote in mid-December for me, depending on what their business is and if they don't also have a huge new year, new start kind of thing coming up. So be thinking in advance that what you're doing right now is you're just warming them up. And you can float the idea out there, but warm them up a little bit first and then let them know, here's what I do. Because the question you always want to be asking is, once you follow up a conversation is, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you or any way that I can help. And you're not committing to doing it, but you're opening the door for more conversation and potentially reciprocity for somebody to say back to you, and you do the same. Is there something I can help you promote? Right? And then you say, well, not at the moment, but here's what I do. Here's my service. And I will be open for promotions later in the year or early next year. Is this a fit for your audience? Just that's enough right there. But that opens the conversation, and now you get a better idea. And you may be a little scary the first time you reach out. I remember having feelings of imposter syndrome when I reached out, thinking, oh my gosh, I've got all this pressure because although I want to take really good care of my own audience, I really wanted to take care of someone else's audience because I know how much I protect my tribe. I don't want I don't want to have them feel like I spam them and email them all the time with promotional copy. I want to balance it with giving them good, free, quality content that has value that they want and need. The reason that they got on my list in the first place is to give them solutions and science, a front row seat to the science about training in menopause. And sometimes, yes, that's wrapped in a program that has a price tag on it, but other times it really is just news that they can use. And likewise, when someone would ask me to reach out and promote, I'm very careful because I don't want to over promote and overwhelm and confuse my audience with emails. So I don't do a lot of promotion via email. Often I will say, I don't promote via email, but what I will do for you instead is have you as a guest on the podcast, and then I will promote the podcast as I usually do to my audience. That will also be posted on YouTube, which is a huge audience, so you will get a lot of traffic organically, which actually could be better for you than a promotional email. That's how I negotiate and how you can too if you set that up from the very beginning. The first thing people will ask you before they ask you to do something, to be a guest on a podcast or a guest in a summit, is ask you, how big is your list? Because they want to know. It matters. And that is really a status symbol. when you have a good list, a good size email list, and you really want to get it to 5,000 for anybody to pay attention to you. And then you want to get it to 10,000. And then when you're at 20 or 30,000, people are like, oh, really? And when you're at 50,000, people are like, wow, okay, that's awesome. We want you. And then that's when you can get choosy about, here's what I will do. Like, I won't send out a full blown email, but I will send a blurb and I'll post on social media. So think about, how you protect your email list from getting swarmed by too much and how you'll negotiate, but you also do need to reciprocate. So if you're going to promote for somebody, do it if you say you will. And if you can't, be upfront about the fact that you're not going to do that. But no matter what, when you first do it, and you've got to do it to test it, watch what happens. So part of the success of that will be how well you've chosen to say yes to products and services that are a match, that help your people, that they're thrilled that you let them know about. One of my favorites is Anne Murray Skincare. So they were graciously um, a sponsor for the Flipping 50 TV episodes. They sent sample, full size, actually not sample, but package of three, a bundle of three full size products to the women whose questions were chosen for the Flipping 50 episodes, 3 seasons in a row. That was 13 people each time. So 39 people they sent three full-size products to. That's pretty gracious. And I love them. So I love the product. I love their service. I love the people behind it. And that feels good to promote. And so I love knowing that is a clean skincare kind of a product, and they've expanded, so there's more than that. That's why I paused for a second. So there's shampoo and there's makeup now, lots of things to get lost in, by the way. And I will post the link to that in the show notes, but that kind of thing is certainly not a competition. And yet, every woman uses skincare products, uses shampoo, and often she's experiencing dryness she never had, wrinkles she never had, acne she never had, sometimes all three at the same time, the trilogy she never knew she got in line for. And it's a great thing to introduce. So I introduce it in so many ways, but I've shared that, I will travel with it. It's the constant in my gym bag because it's so soothing after I get out of a chlorinated pool and spend a few minutes in the sun, in the dry Arizona sun. It's the perfect thing to put on post swim and workout. So I share that organically because it's true. When you find partners like that you're actually, I can't wait to tell you about this because this is so great. Here's what it did for me. That's the only kind of thing I share. And that's the kind of thing you want to look for. That's the kind of partner that is easy to talk about all day and you know who your audience is. I mean, I know what my people are experiencing because they tell me. They tell me they have crepey, thin skin and they want some answers. So I give them answers. So there you have it. A little bit about affiliate marketing, how to get started right now, even if what you're doing right now is just making out that dream list of marketers. And if you too are marketing to women in midlife, then maybe I'm one of your dream marketers. So think about, how you can nurture me, make me aware that you're there, that you have a product or service that is really not in direct competition. So that would be silly, right? For you to ask me to promote a strength training program that you have, knowing that I have strength training programs that I launch year round. That's probably not a great fit. But if you do something else for midlife women that I definitely don't do, and that is a huge compliment to them, today I promoted on a live in Facebook my friend who does a quit sugar challenge about emotional eating. I don't dive into that. Do I want my audience to quit sugar? Absolutely. Do I do anything specific around that unique niche problem? I do not. So every time she launches that program, I help her, even though right now, believe it or not, I'm in the middle of my own launch. But it's valuable enough and it's off enough from what I'm talking about that I don't mind doing it at all. And it feels just very organic. We're in the middle of summer and it's barbecue season and it happens to be a holiday weekend right now. Going to other people's houses where there's probably going to be cake or ice cream or treats sitting around. That's a kind of a trigger for stress for a lot of my audience. So again, those are ideas to get you started thinking how you can affiliate market for someone else and be developing relationships so that people can do something like that for you. And it can help your business explode when you have the right partners and the right relationship with them. So there you have it. I'll put the link below the show notes to the copywriting course where I get all my ideas for doing what? For writing emails, writing the promotional content that goes into Facebook Live questions, that goes into promoting the Facebook Lives, and that goes into promoting the products and developing the description for them. If you don't have a clear message about what your products or services do, and they're not successfully working for you to promote them, you're not quite ready for that affiliate marketing yet. Still nurture the relationship, but work on that copywriting. You can join me July 21st. If you're listening before that date, join me live. You get 5 templates plus a bonus template. So we'll cover everything from how to write your email subject lines, how to write your emails, how to write your social media posts. By that, I mean the copy, the text above and below or below your pictures and memes, not the actual words on the memes alone. And your blog titles or video titles, as well as your video scripts. But the bonus is hiring. You also are a copywriter. In order to write a great job description that will attract the perfect match for you. That's what you're after, is not just dozens of candidates, but the one candidate that really sticks out. All right, there you have it. All of that will be below the show notes at fitnessmarketingmastery /texts and emails. What are you waiting for? The world needs you right now more than ever.